Hello, Christina Giordano here, and you are watching another episode of Sold, your go-to resource for soulful entrepreneurship. And my philosophy is this: people can no longer be sold to, they must be sold to. That is S.O.U.L''D. But in order to truly sell with soul, you need to be sold on you first. This is selling with soul. This is marketing with integrity, where you no longer need to compromise your authenticity, your values, your uniqueness, your wholeness. This is messaging in a way that actually reflects the transformation you provide, because it's your story, your transformation, and nobody can compete with that. This is manifesting in a way that honors your fullness, all of the pieces and parts of you that are meant to be divinely resourced. Join me every Wednesday to learn all of this and more. Let's jump right in. Today's episode is called Why Marketing and Manifesting is So Hard, and 5 Mindset Shifts That Will Make It Easier. Now, I started getting into the whole manifesting thing, I want to say, around the time that I started my business in 2013. And I don't know if you've seen that movie. It's basically the movie version of that book, The Secret, the whole law of attraction thing. This is around the time when I saw that for the first time. I also had a lot of clients within the health and wellness industry. I kind of fell into the industry, and I was always trying the tactics and trends that they were always talking about. So I also started to meditate and do breath work and try all of the wellness things. And this is kind of how I landed in this industry, but it's also how I landed in this way of being, because it became me in a lot of ways. And so over the course of the following years, so from 2013 till now 2025, my business evolved as I've evolved. My life has evolved as I have evolved, and you can watch previous episodes or listen to the podcast for details of how my life has changed over the years, especially recently. But it has, and it was essentially lots and lots of dark nights of the soul. I'm sure that you've heard of what that is and what it feels like, but it's basically a lot of identity crises that ended with me really putting my ego in check for the purposes of my own soul growth and evolution. And the people who understand what I'm saying, who are speaking the language that I'm speaking, I call them soulpreneurs or soulful people, because they understand the value of the journey of self-discovery and the reward of that journey, which is authenticity. And to me, authenticity and being your most authentic self is when you are tapping into your essence. I talk about the essence a lot. The essence is like the opposite of your ego. So the thing that makes manifesting hard is actually, in my opinion, our egos. Now, if I think about my ego, I'm thinking about a contracted version of myself. I'm thinking about an outdated and, for lack of a better word, broken version of myself. I'm thinking about an older version of myself. When I think about the expansive version of myself, I'm thinking about the newer version of myself, the version of myself who wins, the version of myself who knows, the version of myself who is the truest, most authentic version of myself. That's what I think of when I think of my essence versus my ego. My essence is the most expansive version of me. Now, fast forward into now, where I have created S.O.U.L, which is a movement of soulpreneurs who are putting their soul at the forefront of their business building endeavors, and the methods that I've created within S.O.U.L that essentially provide soulpreneurs with roadmaps back to themselves. Something that I will always say and never do is I will never share with you my strategy, my way of doing things, my way of marketing, my way of messaging, my strategy for any of it. And the reason why is because it's my way. It's not your way. Your way is unique to you. And because soulpreneurs understand the journey of self-discovery, and because they value that journey, them wanting to go on their own path is one of the things that they feel called to do. That's kind of a natural calling of the soulpreneur. And so I created these methods that not only take your ego, not necessarily out of the way, It puts it in the back seat so that it's no longer driving your life. And when you tap into your essence and truly use it to market, to manifest, to build your soul-aligned businesses, you not only become and show up as more real, relatable, and rooted, but you're broadcasting your highest frequency. That's something that I will always say when it comes to your essence. It's your highest self. It's your highest frequency. It's your universal signal. It's your energetic signature. And because of that, because it has so much power, soulpreneurs are absolutely required to tap into their essence as they are building soul-aligned businesses. And so the ego needs to take a back seat to do this. And one of the reasons why the ego is leading in the first place is because this is Earth school. We are put into these bodies that are required to survive. We're born and raised to survive, not thrive. Thriving is not something that we're taught. It's something that we have to remember how to do. And that's because when we do that, we remember our divinity. We remember our light. We remember where we came from. And for soulpreneurs, it's a lot easier for us to do this because of how much we value the journey of self-discovery, because of how much it feels right to us, because of how it feels authentic to us to do things not only our way, but in a way that doesn't compromise our boundaries, our uniqueness, our wholeness, everything that I talk about in the intro. So when you take your true path, your most authentic path forward, and you don't follow another's simply because it's been done before and it's been proven, when you take your own path, that is the safest path because it's yours. It was meant for you. It was always meant for you. And I truly believe that each of us, every soulpreneur, is given a specific blueprint. And that blueprint is a map to your highest alignment, your highest timeline, your highest self. And many, if not most of us, are unable to go down that path. We can barely scratch the surface of what that path entails. But those who do understand the reward, they understand the reward of self-actualization, of full authenticity, of living a lifetime of heaven on earth, because that's the frequency you tap into when you are your most authentic self. That is the frequency you tap into. You can't fake a frequency. And that's why manifesting, at least as it's taught in the old paradigm currently, is so hard, is because we're being asked to fake it till we make it. You can't fake self-concept. You can't fake a posture. You can look at and you can certainly feel things around it, but until you shed all of the layers that are essentially the ego that allow you to block things and resist things and force things, it will be so much harder for you to manifest everything that you want. And so today I'm going to talk about essentially 5 mindset shifts that allow you to think about manifesting with nothing but the essence that is you. Think about it in a way that makes it clear about how much easier it would be if you were to work with the essence that is you, if you were to manifest with nothing but the essence that is you. Now, as I always say in each episode, the episodes that I do here are shorter versions of the full podcast. So if you want to listen to the full podcast episode, you can do so on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. But now that you kind of understand what makes manifesting hard, I'm going to dive into these 5 things, and feel free to jump into the podcast for more details. So mindset shift number 1, you're not figuring it out, you're remembering. Every time you say, I don't know, or I need to figure this out, you aren't acknowledging what you already know. So your essence is essentially, it's the core of you. It's your internal knowing. It's also, it could be considered your intuition and your instincts, and it's just you. Your essence provides the message. Your essence provides the strategy. Your essence provides the next steps in the big picture vision. And when you truly don't know, your essence knows how to surrender to a higher power, to higher direction, to greater alignment. So instead of saying, I don't know, or I need to figure this out, say this instead. I'm remembering now. Mindset shift number 2, everything you see in your reality is what you're writing into it. If everything is an illusion, if life is really a game, if the game of life is really a game, who would you be in it? What is the storyline? You have control of the narrative, and you are the main character. Are you living out the life that you really want? How would you move if you were in control of the narrative? What would you focus on? Use the stories that you already have access to as launching pads. And then use your skill set, your gifts, your network, and your resources as tokens that you can steward to expand you towards a truer life. Make it a story that matters, is what I'm saying. Mindset shift number 3, money is a mirror, not your master. Now, in the manifesting methods, which I also call the money methods, I provide a series of methods that allow you to dive into your current relationship with money and all of the ways that it owns you. And money can be such an ego thing. It can either feed our ego or flex our ego. It doesn't always fix our ego, which is what we should use it for. Anyway, when you are in a sacred relationship with money and you steward it in integrity so that you are aligned with your higher purpose alongside of a higher power and acting and moving as your higher self, you're mirrored back the soulpreneur that you were always meant to be, because you're stewarding in integrity now. You're committed to your calling now. And now money expands you because you've made that commitment. Sometimes it's just a commitment that you need to make. I'm doing this, we're moving forward, let's go. Sometimes that flips a switch. And then everything starts to align. So money is no longer your master, but your mirror. And what you want it to do is show you, reflect back to you, your truest, most authentic self. Mindset shift number 4, the universe doesn't respond to your costume, it responds to your consciousness. I love this saying. I can't take credit for it, and I have no idea where I heard it, but I absolutely love it. The universe, God, source, love, whatever it is that you believe in, that is a higher power, it doesn't respond to your costume. It responds to your consciousness, which means that life doesn't respond to what you want or what you're trying to get. It responds to who you are. It responds to your posture. It responds to your self-concept. It responds to how you see your own value. So if you're the source of value, that's what you want to posture. That's your self-concept. That's your abundance. It's within. Mindset shift to number 5. You don't receive what you deserve, you receive what you broadcast. Like I said, you're the signal, you're the source. If your essence is your highest frequency, your universal signal, and your energetic signature, imagine the power that you're broadcasting with that. That's what you're radiating out. Imagine the power that is being emitted into your energetic field. Imagine the impact you are making with your expression from that as your source, from your essence as your source. You can't fake your essence, and you can't fake a frequency. So you can't fake it till you make it, which is why the whole manifesting ways and practices and whatever we're taught right now, this is why it doesn't work. It's why it can't work. It's because the inner transformation is required in order for the outer transformation to reveal itself. Here's the point. Marketing and manifesting is hard because it's been rooted in your ego. It gets to be a lot easier when it's rooted in your essence. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you want more details or if you want to listen to the full episode, again, head to Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And until next time, be well and take care.